So, got a bug deflector, Maverick. The Bugflector 2. Really chose it mostly based on availability because I have a trip soon, and I want to see how to protect the windshield from bugs. And I know I've had on my Ranger in the past, my windshield used to crack just about every year until I put a bug deflector on it, and then it didn't. It would last 2, almost 3 years. I really think something about the air pressure of driving on the highway puts stress on the windshield. Could be a crazy idea, but I think it makes a difference. I've heard about windshields cracking on Mavericks, so I'm going to put one of these on also just to protect the leading edge of the hood, because of course, what happens with bug splatters and stuff. I've already got a few spots where bugs have hit. This is a pretty sharp angle. This is where the paint is going to get chipped. If anything, it's going to fly up and hit it. And the bug deflector will protect against that, simply because from now on, if the hood if anything flies up in that direction, the bug deflector is going to take the impact, not the leading edge of the hood. It's not a huge high profile one, but it also comes out here and actually covers the front corner of the fender there, which is a plus in my book. So we'll start this installation now. So pump the hood catch twice. That's the trick with a Maverick. And then one of the other tricks I've discovered putting these on, take the box, I put it inside the hood like that, and now you have the hood at a good height to work without any issue with the hood trying to fall on you, trying to hold it while you're pushing up or anything like that. You have something you can pull down, drive a screw upward, and it's got something holding it. So they provide these little plastic anchors with a plastic screw head, and what they're telling me to do is take the bug deflector, stick it on, and make sure it's centered. So of course we got to look at our overlap on each end to get it right, but it's supposed to line up with, get the camera here to show you better, these little anchors, the blue thing right there that holds the seal on. And so what they want you to do is actually pry those out of the hood, and then whichever ones it is the bug deflector goes through, you're going to put those screw things in instead and just have the rubber go over the anchors. So I'll try and show that here. So I'm marking, they say to use a grease pencil, but that regular old ink pen works. You just mark the locations, as they say we're supposed to use the hole. So as long as I have a general dimension, I can now find the anchors behind those points. Like in the case of this one, there's one right there. In the case of this one, it doesn't perfectly line up, but we can work with that. And that needs to be over a little bit more. And that needs to be over more. We may have to actually drill. Oh no, these are slotted holes. So we can, if you look at these right here, these are slots. So we can play with the dimension side to side. That actually should work pretty perfectly. So I'll pop out those anchors and then we'll go further. Okay, so you can see the mark I made right here, and the anchor's over here. And if you literally just pull, it'll pop out of the hole in the seal, and then you just have to grab a pair of pliers and this comes out without too much trouble, like that. So then you just have to work each tab down underneath the seal. That. This one. Right side of it. And then, for those all lined up like that, we'll put the screws in. So there is how the hole is going to line up. I'll just fit this anchor up in there, catch for the hole with it, and then I need to do both hands, but I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So with the screw all the way set, that's what this will look like. And we can still work at sliding it from side to side. What I discovered is you got to start with the ends first. The middle is going to fight you like crazy otherwise. So set the ends and then do the middle. Well, I had heard this about the AVS bug deflector, and it's true. Their product is not shaped correctly. And if you want to be able to make it so it can be, you're going to have to use a heat gun and a pair of welder's gloves. And then you can force it into shape. It's going to be a hot process, and you got to keep just working that plastic to get it so that this part here will sit flush. The rest will follow after that, but that's the important part, is the part right here around that hole has to sit flush with the underside of the hood. And I've actually had to pull down a section of the gasket, the hood gasket, in order to get this to work on it, so I don't melt that with the heat gun, because I don't want to melt the gasket. Stinks, but at least I know how to do it. Not everybody will be so handy and want to do it, but it works for me. So there it is, the hood closed. They give you these little sticky dots that go on the back, and that's really just for when it's deflected, so it can't actually touch the body. I'll show those in a second. And the same on that end. And you just want to make sure that your alignment from here to here and here to here is the same. Looks to me like it might need to go to the left a little. So there's the little dots I was telling you about. They're just bumpers, and you have to set it where it's actually going to touch. Because if you do it out here at the end, notice that's not going to touch. And then the ones in the middle, I kind of set them in line with the bump in the hood, just because that gives me a good equidistant setup. And the same thing with that over there. But overall, I like the look, and I think it will actually help, if nothing else, with protecting this front edge of the hood, where bugs and debris would actually fly up and could chip, or bugs, the guts will sometimes eat the paint a little bit, and it'll help protect the windshield as well.